Hey, party people. Max here, therapist, ADHD coach, and lover of all things Neurospicy, also owner of a Neurospicy brain. Today, we are giving the script on ADHD a much needed editorial rewrite. Because if you've ever felt like your brain doesn't work the way it's supposed to, if you can't sit still, if you can't remember what you just read, if you start 10 projects and finish none, well, frankly, you're not alone. There are a ton of us out there because ADHD isn't just about focus, it's about how your brain processes information. It's about how it stores and retrieves memory. ADHD is also about how it responds and processes to pressure and how you handle transitions. A lot of us with ADHD also deal with additional learning differences like dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, and auditory processing disorder. Research shows that up to half of the people who have ADHD also meet criteria for some kind of learning difference. And even those who don't, well, we still process stuff differently. We hear things, we're more sensitive. We process information differently than the average neurotypical brain. And here's the thing, most learning environments, especially schools, are not built for us. They are built for still, silent, linear thinkers, not for brains that think fast, have to move, think out loud, and do their best learning through doing. So if you struggled through school, if you were labeled lazy, disruptive, or not working up to your potential, it wasn't your fault. It was simply a mismatch between your brain and the standard systems because your brain and the learning environment weren't matched. So let's be realistic here. Having ADHD can be really hard, but it also comes with unique strengths when they are supported properly. Your impulsivity and the right environment can be quick thinking and creative problem solving. Your distractibility, let's reframe that as environmental awareness, sensitivity, and flexibility. Your hyperfocus, oh boy, that's a flow state power when something actually sparks your interest. You can dive deep for a long time. None of those traits are inherently good or bad. It's simply the narrative that they're given. They're just part of how your brain is wired. And so the key here is support. Now, let's get into some tools that'll help. What actually helps you and me as ADHDers learn and thrive? The first one is somatic regulation. Refers to your central nervous system. You can't learn, focus, or problem solve if your body feels unsafe. Full stop, end of story. So you got to use some somatic tools to regulate. That might be deep pressure, it might be movement, creative seating, breath work, drinking cold water, bilateral stimulation like walking, tapping, or even listening to rhythmic sounds. When your central nervous system settles, it brings your brain back online. Strategy number 2, therapy. Now, you need therapy that understands ADHD. I'm not selling you this as a therapist. I'm telling you that you need something more specialized than your average run of the mill talk therapy. You need therapy that helps you unpack shame, rejection, sensitivity, anxiety, or trauma that often comes with being misunderstood. I've never met a neurodivergent who also did not have trauma. So look for CBT, ACT, DBT, and somatic-based modalities. And make sure that your therapist is knowledgeable and neurodivergent affirming. Step 3, occupational therapy. Yes, OT is even for adults. It helps with task sequencing, sensory overwhelm, and executive functioning in everyday life. OTs don't just give you advice, they help you build internal systems that you can actually work with in real time. They give you the body-based stuff where therapy gives you the mental stuff. Point 4, ADHD coaching. Now, here's ADHD coaching. It's not just use the kind of planner ADHD coaching. It's like the structure that it helps you with structure, helps you track days, energy, helps you get unstuck when you start to feel overwhelmed. Coaching supports your future self while therapy supports your past. And when they work together, that's often where the magic happens because we can problem solve the current and then get to the past. Strategy 5, assistive tools. Let's normalize tools, technology, and accommodations. Let's use speech to text. Yeah, let's use those visual timers. Whiteboards, apps, fidget tools, color coding, flexible seating, whatever helps you function. Using tools isn't cheating. They're tools for a reason, and these tools can be a strategic part of supporting your brain. Strategy 6, environmental design. Basically, your space matters. If your desk is chaos and your brain feels chaotic, it's not a coincidence. So let's try dividing your space into specific task zones. Add visual cues to your space. Control your noise levels. Let's create sensory friendly environments. You don't need to overhaul your whole life. You just need to build conditions that help you function the best and keep you focused with limited distraction. Last one, 7, community. ADHD can be really isolating. It can feel like, am I the only one who's doing this? Why am I getting it wrong? And being around other neurodivergent folks, whether it's in a group, online, through group coaching, it can change everything. We regulate better together. We learn better in connection. We need people who get it. We need to be able to connect and relate on a person to person level. So, after all this, here's the takeaway: your learning struggles are not a moral failure, or they're not a narrative on your inherent worth as a person. They're simply an invitation to understand your brain and support it differently, to support you differently and better. Because you're not broken, you're not lazy, you're just learning in a world that wasn't built for your brilliance. So don't let it mute your shine. We can build something better together. Now, if this video resonated with you, head to the full blog post or download the free ADHD worksheets at the links below. And if you're ready for deeper support from me, check out my ADHD Coaching for Visionary Leaders program. And I also do individual ADHD coaching. Let's build something that actually works for your brain. Take care of yourself, take care of your brain, and I'll see you next time.